Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert with The Ted Show. No, I didn't forget who I am. I'm just focusing on making sure I pronounce Cyndi's last name correctly. I am very excited to have back on the show Cyndi Shifrel with Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals. We did a show early on in COVID quarantine, and that's when I was first learning, and I did not do Cyndi and Darren, who was on the show, justice. So I have been wanting to have them come back. And now we have a whole story to share in addition to the one before. Now we get to learn what they did and how they pivoted their amazing business during COVID. So Cyndi, what's up? How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. Excuse me for a second, I'm trying to share
Do your thing. Hey Dave, what's up, buddy? Oh, watching me on LinkedIn. I like it. I like that. Very nice. LinkedIn is one of the platforms we're on, in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Periscope. Getting the word out. All right, so Cyndi the Ginger, you were on with Darren last time. Very beginning of when quarantine was. We were trying to do everything we could to figure out, all of us, how to pivot our business. But before we get into all of that, anybody who didn't see the show before, can you give them a little background on you?
So Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals, we are in our 12th year of business, and we have really grown so much over the years, especially over the past few years. I really believe it's due to our great product that we have to offer the community and our vendors, as well as our amazing customer service. And so we just moved in October to our newest facility. So we're located in Lake Mary, and we started the business in the middle of the Great Recession, which is interesting because now we are where we're at now. And we know what it's like to go through this because we went through this crazy period of the recession with our other businesses, and we were looking at ways to pivot then, in which we did now as well. So my husband, you guys don't know, he owns a DJ business called Fun Factory Entertainment. And we also had a bounce house business, Ted. I don't know if you knew that. So
I don't think I remember that, but how fun.
Yeah. So people, have really scaled back their corporate parties. So they weren't doing as many, parties for DJs, and we weren't doing as many of the corporate events with our bounce houses. And so he came to me. It was actually his idea to start Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals. I like to take all of the credit as I can, but I'll have to give the credit to this one.
He's not here. You can do whatever you want.
Awesome. Thank you for that license of freedom. So anyway, yeah, we did start it during that time. And because Darren had already had a good following of people who trusted him with his DJ company, it was easy for us to transition into Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals. We didn't even advertise for the first 6 or 8 months of being in business because the business was automatically coming to us. So That's a little bit of a background on us. And eventually I really started to become the face of the business. In 2015, I decided that, hey, I need to take over. You're going to listen to me now, right? You're married, Ted. You know what it's like.
I know.
The woman is the boss, right?
100%. Darling, if you're listening.
I hope she's listening.
I'm sure she will.
So we became a woman-owned business, and when I joined the company full-time is when we really started to see things go to an even greater level and bringing in more business, because Darren is not a social guy, which is weird. A DJ.
Really? So funny, because when we did the first interview, I thought he was just so down to earth and so engaging.
He is. So he is engaging and he's down to earth. But if you go to a networking event with Darren, he's the guy that you will see arms crossed, standing in the corner. He's going to wait for people to come to him. He's not going to go up and talk to people, whereas I'm the opposite way. I want to go up and meet people. So with me coming on full time, it really started to turn our business and grow it. And you
attribute that to your networking and the way that you're more out there being assertive and proactive in growing your business.
Absolutely. I think it had a lot to do with me going out there and getting the word out about our company and It helped us a great deal. And I still go out there. I'm going out there right now. I've gone to a few networking events even during this pandemic, and there's a few more coming up. So it's very important to get out there.
So tell me about the pivot, because when we had you on the show, it was the very beginning. Everything had been canceled. Basically, all events, all weddings, anything that was scheduled just continued to be canceled. And so you all were in the process of pivoting then. What was the strategy leading up to what you did, and then share with them what you actually did?
So for us, our business came to a complete standstill, like a lot of people in the hospitality industry. It was on March 16th. And that was the day that we laid off. It was about 39, 40 employees. And we refer to that day as D-Day because it really was our D-Day. After that day, I went into sort of like a cocoon. I was in denial, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to face anybody because we built this business from ground up into something big. We just made a huge move to this nice facility we're in, this brand new facility in Lake Mary, and overnight it was gone. And so it really affected me more so than Darren emotionally. And I retreated for a while and got very quiet, didn't talk much to family or even to Darren, just, was just thinking through things. And he came to me again. I have to give Darren props to this next idea, but I'm the one that made something of the idea. So let's get
Darren, you better get that straight.
That's right, Darren. I hope you're listening. He started seeing the signs out there in other states and even here in Florida, the yard greetings that people put in people's yard that say, happy birthday, happy anniversary, congrats grad, all of those signs. And he said, I think we should do this. And I'm like, no, that's cheesy. Like, that's stupid. We shouldn't do that. And as I would be on social media and I would see more and more of those posts pop up with those signs, I'm like, you know what? He's onto something here. I think he's onto something. So I came to him and I said, I think I'm ready to do this. And I would be the one setting them up. You're not allowed to because you're not going to make it look pretty. So I said, I have to set these up. I'll let you pick them up from time to time. So we formed Orlando Yard Greetings and started doing that early on and have stayed pretty busy with it, doing all kinds of fun announcements in people's yards, whether it be, like I said, for anniversaries, graduations, birthdays, things like that. And we've been able to be a part of some pretty exciting celebrations. Like a friend, I don't know, I think you know her, Ted. Her name is James Dillman.
Yes, love James.
Love James. She's so much fun. So she contacted us. James, if you're listening, hello. She contacted us to do one of her friends' graduation from high school as well as his birthday. So it said, happy 18th birthday, Evan Lake Howell High School grad. So they were combining both. And they had a DeLorean show up with Marty McFly and his girlfriend. And I actually, I'm curious if you know something, Ted, because I didn't know this. I had to Google it. Do you know who Marty McFly's girlfriend was? What was her name?
I do not.
So her name was Jennifer. Anyway, no one knows that. Everybody knows it as Marty McFly, right? So they showed up in the DeLorean. So that made it on to Orlando Weekly. That was a story on Orlando Weekly. So that was exciting to be a part of that. And we also got to recently do a friend in our industry, Kristen Weaver. She's an amazing photographer, and she had some puppies that were just born that she was adopting out, and she wanted me to do Happy Gotcha Day. And it was so cute, the signs that I put in her yard and the videos that she put up on Facebook. So, and then another thing that I have had fun doing is doing the We Love Our Heroes signs. I don't know if you've seen that. I've been doing that.
Tell me about those.
So I've been reaching out to people through text and through social media. Do you know anybody that is in my area of Seminole County that is serving on the front lines that I can go and surprise them by putting We Love Our Heroes in their front yard? And so I've been staying busy with, surprising people in their front yards with that. And I know it means so much to them when they come home from work or they wake up the next morning and they see that in their yard. It really, helps them a lot to know that people care and that they're being recognized. And in return, it helps me to know that I'm making a difference out there. And that's the type of person I am. So the Orlando yard greetings was perfect for me to do because I'm an encourager. I like to help people and make them feel better and offer words of encouragement. So I sort of am, if you think about it, I'm putting greetings in people's yards and encouraging them, and it helps me too. So it's been a great mental boost for me to do that.
Well, you're in celebration mode, right? I mean, you're beforehand, it's weddings and parties, and will be again. Now it's congratulations, gotcha day, thank you for this. You're always in gratitude, celebration mode. I would imagine that would make me feel better too. Like it's such a good, positive thing that you're doing out there. I love the one about the heroes. I'd love to talk to you more about that. I did not put the Orlando yard greeting link down there, but we'll share a way to get a hold of Cyndi later after the show. Tell me about what you're seeing now. We had a lot of questions before we went live about weddings and events, and if you're seeing things looking in the fall, or is it more going to be January? What are you seeing out there?
When things first came down March 16th, all of our immediate business within the next, I'd say 2 months, we were very, very busy with phone calls of people postponing their events. Most of them were postponements, thank goodness, and not cancels. And a lot of them postponed to August and this fall. Now we're having a second wave of people who are supposed to be having their event in August, and they're getting concerned and they're pushing it off maybe to the fall or to next year. We are staying steadily busy though with doing backyard events. Backyard events have always been a thing, and it was becoming more and more popular to do a tented wedding over the years, but it's become even more popular now because people feel safer in an open air environment, right? So we've been doing a lot of, not a lot, but a decent amount of backyard weddings from like 10 to 50 people. And it's great because my company can provide everything underneath of that tent to keep you cool. We have things like fans, evaporative cooling units, and then we have, the decor. We have tables and chairs, linens, dance floors, stages. We have another way that we pivoted is we never had, we had a hand wash station that we rented out, but we didn't have hand sanitizing stations, and now we own a bunch of those, and we're finding that our clients are wanting those for their event, whether it be, whatever type of backyard event that it is. So people are still having events. We're just not as busy as we used to be. They're moving along cautiously, for sure. We'll send out a quote a lot of times, and it used to be in the past that they would sign it right away and pay their deposit. But now they're sitting on it a little bit, which if I were someone that was going to be having an event anytime soon during this crisis, I would be hesitant to sign on that dotted line, knowing that I'm going to lose my deposit. Looking forward, Ted, I feel that, none of us have a crystal ball on when we're going to come out of this. I know what I've been seeing, and that's people want to get together and they want to do it safely. Yes. And they are doing it safely for the most part. Now, we're not there during the event, but we'll get feedback after the event. And I get feedback from both sides where the dance floor was packed, no one was wearing a mask. But then I hear the other where everybody was wearing a mask up until food was served. They're dancing on the dance floor with a mask on. So we're seeing both, but we do see that people want to move ahead and start having celebrations. So we're pretty busy this fall, and hopefully we stay that way with all of the events that we have on the books. And I think that next year, maybe in the spring, that we're going to see things really start slowly returning back to normal. And then when things come back, everybody in the hospitality industry, I think we're going to get pounded with business.
Pounded, I believe.
Right?
Yeah. pounded. I think you're 100% of course on the money there, and I think that people, because they want it so bad, maybe make, like you were talking about the dance floor. I've been to events recently, and some of them are done correctly, and some of them are like, wow, this is a nice little pool of potential COVID I'm walking into.
I
But I
guess it's
always have my mask, and I always have it up and wear it, just because. What do you think? No, I want to go back. I had a question because you were talking about the rentals in the backyard party first. Uh, who is your client? Is it the wedding planner, or is it the host or hostess, no matter who it is? Because a backyard party slash wedding sounds, I didn't realize that. Wedding, yes, but like a backyard event you could do as well, correct?
Yeah, so our client is all of the above. We work directly with the venues like Citrus Club and, lots of other venues that have indoor and outdoor space. We work with a lot of wonderful wedding planners, caterers, florists, photographers, and then the people themselves. Like if you were having a surprise birthday party for your wife, then you would reach out to us directly. So we do all of it. So it doesn't matter who contacts us. We see, we're working with all of them.
I love that because I miss, I do miss events. A friend of ours, the daughter, just had to reschedule her wedding for the second time in September, and they're saying sometime next year. And so it's just, I think if people, we have to realize that that might be what the reality is right now. But like you all did, both and during the crash and during the pandemic, you shifted, you pivoted, you figured out how you could still be in business and do your business. And I love that. I think it's really important. Do you work with, you have a team you mentioned before. So well, you had a team. You're bringing a team back on, hopefully at some point, right? Because we all want to bring people back on. That's the other thing that I think, it's painful, obviously, for the person being let go, but it's, as an owner, I've been there. It's incredibly painful. And of course, that's back to basics. Now it's Cyndi and Darren, or maybe just Cyndi.
Right. So we had about 45 people pre-COVID, and we brought ourselves down. I think it was down to six of us. And then we got the PPP money. We used that. That's gone. And and they knew coming back on, we brought a bunch back on that they knew that they would probably be let go. We had that discussion with them. And so we're back down, but we're back down to probably about 6 people. But our guys that work for us, they're on call. So whenever we have events, and we have events every single week, we're doing a pop-up COVID testing site this weekend, downtown Orlando, and those guys will come in for that. Last night we did a fun event somewhere downtown. Again, it was for the Orlando City. It wasn't with Orlando City Soccer, but they played the game on a big screen. And we had both of our luxury restroom trailers out there, and we had one of our guys attend the restroom trailer so they could keep it sanitized during the event and keep it stocked as well. So they come back and they work weekly, but just not the full-time hours that they were getting before.
It's interesting because I think people are, again, hungry to get out, and so everybody's trying to figure out a way to be creative, and you guys obviously found the magic. And I think you just dove in to what you already knew and figured out a way to either repurpose it or add to it. And how I'm guessing you're thinking it's awesome that you now have an entirely different business in another arm of the business that you didn't have before COVID. You even said it. You thought before it was cheesy, and it's not cheesy. I love it. But I understand that you're focused on wedding and party rentals, and now you've got this whole yard sign business. But how awesome that you're able to do that.
Thank you. One of we all have to look at when we go through a difficult time in our life of the silver lining. I mean, you always have to see the positive. And at first it was hard to see the positive, I think, for all of us. Like, where is there any good in what's going on in the world right now? But if you look hard enough, you will see it. And there are several for us. And one of them that I have seen that has helped me out a great amount is having more time now. Years ago, well, it's about a year and a half ago, I started doing all the applications for women-owned businesses. So we are a woman-owned business, but we don't have all the certifications. Like there's WeBank, there's WBE, WOSB, and it's very involved and a lot of paperwork goes into it. I don't know, I started it, but I didn't have time to finish it. So as of probably next week, I'll have a few more certifications for our company. So when we come out of this, I'm using this time to really build my business on the back end. So when we come back, we're going to come back even stronger and we're going to be more diversified.
I love that because I think people are, to me, there's two categories. It's what you just described you're doing, and then there's the ones that are, the sky is falling and they have become so paralyzed, immobilized that they can't get out of their own way to think like that. You have lots of love going up and down there. I shared some of them, but I promise Cyndi will get back to you guys. We appreciate you sending her lots of love. I've started to ask one off the cuff personal question, and by off the cuff, I mean I thought about these questions, so it's not like it's a random. When is the last time you saw a movie that made you cry?
The last time I saw a movie that made me cry, Ted, I'm gonna be honest with you, you got me there. And again, if my husband is watching or my friends, they know that I don't have time to watch TV or watch movies. And when I do watch movies, I fall asleep in them. So
Nice.
it's been a long time since I watch TV or watch a movie. Good question. And maybe it could go as far back to The Lion King.
Well, of course, that makes me cry too. I get it. All those movies.
What was the last movie that you saw that made you cry, Ted?
You know, I cry at the drop of a hat, as you could probably imagine. I get, you know, Lion King's a great one. Anything that has to do when the kids were younger, you know, and I see those movies and it reminds me of that time. You know, just anything. I'm very sentimental. And so that kind of stuff, you know, they call me weepy daddy. Don't be weepy. Stop being weepy. But yeah, I don't do the move. I don't go to the movies even pre-COVID. That's not my thing. I mean, when they added a bar, it made it a little bit better. But it's really not my thing. So Netflix, I don't have as much time as I'd like to, but I'm kind of with you. I mean, I haven't seen anything lately that got me, but I can think of a lot of movies that I can just look at it and I can cry. All right. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of Cyndi and the Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals? Is it that website or what's your preference?
So all of the ways, social media, we have a strong presence on. So you can find us on Instagram, Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals, on Facebook. We're very active on there as well. LinkedIn. Our website is great. It has all of our products on there and a lot of the pricing. That's www.orlandoweddingandpartyrentals.com. You can call us by phone, 407-739-5740. And also we are doing virtual appointments for our showroom. So if you're not comfortable coming in, then we can do a video call with you. Or you can also just come in and see us in person, and we observe social distancing.
I love it. Thank you so much. I'm so glad we got you on. We got through a whole show without any interruptions or any problems with my video. It was clear and it was crystal clear and awesome. Thank you so much for all you do. I love your energy and what you're doing in the community. And I appreciate you very much, Cyndi. Thank you.
Ted, I appreciate you so much as well. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, Cyndi Shifrel with Orlando Wedding and Party Rentals. We'll talk to you later. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.